Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tailgate Talk. We're your hosts, David, Nick, and Joseph. Boys, say hi to the people.
Howdy.
Hello, people.
Another great weekend of college football. Rivalry week is in the books. Uh, Hell of a week. So let's just get right into it. Nick, you want to get us started off with some winners and losers?
Give me 1 second. Let me get this going. Can we see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So Delaware is my winner. Recently, I think it was announced today. They're the first team to pay 5 million instead of 5,000 to get up from the FCS to FBS level. I was lucky enough to go see a game at Delaware with my friends in high school. It was a great atmosphere, home of Joe Flacco. So it should be a good addition. I believe they're going to the Conference USA. So it should be a fun little mid-major there. Shout out the Blue Hens. My loser is Auburn again. Auburn, oh my God. You had the win of the year right there. How do you only rush two people? Like it's 4th and 31. Rush more than two people. Make them have pressure. They gave Jalen Milrow infinity time to throw the ball. You're inviting to lose there. And it's worse when it's your rival. Um they had a chance to ruin Alabama's season and potentially ruin the SEC because if Bama wins against Georgia with two losses, that just completely throws a wrench. They might miss the playoff, but we'll never know because Auburn sucks. They're a terrible program. They don't have a lake. They're a fugazi. They're fake. They're unreal. Auburn, I'll never trust you again. I'll never root for you again. You suck.
Fairy dust in the wind.
Not
Well,
really.
here's another issue is at that point, why don't you just take the 5 yards and throw the guy out of bounds? At that point, then it would be 4th and 26, and then they still have a
Exactly.
country mile to go. I would have threw that guy. I would have pushed him out of bounds so far into the cameraman that he wouldn't have been able to come back.
Even if it's a 15-yard penalty, they're still 4th and 16.
It's college. It's not the pros, and
It's
that
not a spot foul. It was so stupid. All you had to do was not let a guy get behind you. And what they do, let a guy get behind them.
If
And
it's
we're
a
not going to talk
15-yard
about the push
penalty,
off.
Nick, most likely that's an automatic first down. Just going to put that out there.
I don't care. It's better than losing. It's what they did. Forget it. It's so stupid. Don't let a guy get behind you. What do? Let a guy get behind him. Don't rush two players. What do? Rush two players. Send five. Make them block. Jalen Miller he could have filed his nails. He could have returned his taxes. He could have done anything back there. There was no pressure whatsoever. Stupid.
To be fair, Auburn shouldn't have been in that game from the get-go, and they were. So as much as I agree that we should definitely kick them while they're down, there's another small part of me that says, well, they gave it the old college try, and they came out 3 points under what they should have. So,
and you are why we are soft as a country.
well, we'll get to why we're soft as a country later.
Auburn, what are you doing? All right, that's my tangent. I'm done talking about these losers that don't even have a lake.
Oh, my winner.
Come on, man. How many weeks is this now?
So my winner is Kentucky. So last week Kentucky went into a game that no one that we thought gave them a shot to win against an ACC bound championship bound team in Louisville. I've been hearing for I think probably 8 weeks straight that between the two of you guys that birds have teeth. And in fact, they do not, because that Kentucky team, Ray Davis included, had like 4 touchdowns. They played out of their mind. And then on top of that, it was released at like halftime that Coach Stoops was on his way to Texas A&M to be the new head coach. And I'm sure that Kentucky believes that they could get a better coach than Mark Stoops, but I don't believe that. It's one of those programs where if you get a good coach, you have to keep him. You have to give him the lifetime contract. They're a basketball school. Mark Stoops is making them quasi football school. So amid the rumors, it got filed down, and they're keeping Coach Stoops after all. Coach Stoops is not taking the Texas A&M job. He said that he loves Kentucky, he loves his players, and he loves the program, and that he'll be staying at Kentucky. Big giant win for Kentucky this week.
I'm sorry, but the reaction that Texas A&M fans had in response to Mark Stoops was kind of absurd. You're talking about a guy that took Kentucky to a 10-win season. Like Kentucky doesn't do that. And
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, Texas A&M is a whole different animal completely, but like I don't know where Texas A&M gets the marbles to think that they deserve a Nick Saban or a Dabo-esque coach
exactly.
to just walk in their front doors. So the fact that whether or not they did or did not run Mark Stoops out of town, and that's why he didn't take the job, is a completely different beast in its own. But I love the hire that they have made with Mike Elko on the other hand. So good for Kentucky. Big win for Kentucky here. Yeah. My loser, I couldn't wait to rub this in his face. After that whole Lou Holtz fiasco that he decided to do in the beginning of the season, I would like to see this guy lose every single game. But unfortunately, we just have to wait once a year until he plays either in the playoffs or plays against Michigan because he can't win the big game. Ohio State, I don't know. I don't think that you should go looking for a new coach. But you have the equivalent of a James Franklin at the helm here, someone who can't win the big one. He just wins all the small ones. I don't know. I can't fathom how Ryan Day doesn't adjust in the second half. They were in it in the first half. They were doing well. You have one of the best players in the country. You have the best player that I've ever seen at Ohio State on your team in Marvin Harrison Jr. and that I've ever watched at Ohio State at least. And you are going to let that guy walk out your front doors without a playoff win and without beating Michigan. And this is the most purest win for Michigan in the history of the game because they weren't allowed to cheat. All eyes were on them. Jim Harbaugh was sitting on his couch at home. You had this guy who can't even it feels like he's Michael Scott, where he starts a sentence and he doesn't know where he's going with it as interim head coach, wearing a Staples paperclip attached to his vest, and he's calling plays, and you lost to him. Like I'm so happy it happened, but honestly, like I can't fathom how Michigan makes all the correct adjustments, and then Ryan Day he gets himself in such a frenzy with bad calls that he can't manage to coach. So I am so happy that this happened. I really don't like Ryan Day. I've made it pretty clear. So he's my loser this week.
Guess that's what happens when you get born on third base.
That's right. Born on third base. And also it made my day more than anything. The icing on top of the cake was when the Michigan football player decided to call them soft. He said, you can wear all that Gucci and Louis V stuff, but at the end of the day, I've seen your tape. Your team still plays soft. So that was the epitome of Ryan Day. I can't wait to make that my background. I finally found my background, Dave.
Always love a good hateful rivalry. Brings out the best in everybody.
Yeah, me and Ryan Day, hateful rivalry.
For me, it's gotta be Big Willie West. What a guy! What a job he's done. I'm so proud of this man. He doesn't do it the same way as Brent Venables. Everyone knows that, but my God, the results are speaking for themselves. I mean, the way that game started off with the fumble return for a touchdown and the interception. I mean, you just felt that Clemson's defense had that game in hand from then on. They had the one drive that South Carolina found a little bit of footing, but then West shut that down after that, and Clemson cruised to a comfortable 16-7 win. And this is just how it's been for West this whole year, this whole month of November. You got to look at what he's done to the Sam Hartmans, the Kings, the Drake Mays and Spencer Rattlers. These guys who are, putting up numbers on everyone that they're playing against. And Wes's defense been able to hold them to below their average by not even a small amount, but by a decent amount too. It's been so impressive to see what he's done with that defense, and those guys are young. I'm so excited for the future of Clemson defense.
Yeah,
And
you're
this is
excited
why,
because you hate points.
yep, I'm gonna say this is why I don't like points because this defense was beautiful to watch.
I
Fitting.
will say my take has always been I like points more, but I like it when I have an elite defense. I just want my team to score all the points. But it's a shame that they lost so many games because this is their championship level defense, and we'll never know because they lost 4 in the season. But like David said, shout out to Wes. He's been phenomenal this year.
My loser, absolutely points. Points in the Big Ten championship game coming up. They ain't happening. I was there. I was got it. The lowest total in college football history, and they smashed it.
They
Cool.
were close. Don't even
It
lie.
was perfect. It gave you a little bit of hope. You thought that it was gonna happen, and then Iowa said nope. Got a late interception to seal that game. Ooh, I love it. That I enjoyed watching that game. That was so much fun.
I cannot wait until Iowa. It's over.
They're gonna hit the over this week. Don't worry about it.
Michigan
Oh,
will
I
beat
don't
them.
know. I don't know. This is I'm hot. I'm hot.
Speaking of you being hot, you're in second place now. So
Woo!
Yeah, I didn't have a
Let's
good week.
go.
Joe went 2-2. I went 2-2. David went 3-1. It was enough for David to overtake me. I'd like to formally apologize to everybody. I expect better of myself, and I promise you, you will not see a man work harder at his picks than I will the rest of the season. You will not see a unit be better than we will be this season.
Where's
Starts
the
to,
tears? Where's the tears,
they're
Tebow?
coming. They're coming. They're coming. But starts today. Okay, so here we go. Well, we're doing conference championship this week. So a little different format. We're just picking the game straight up, 10 of them.
I
We each
want
got
it on record. I'm picking the under for the Michigan Iowa game.
it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry.
Just want it there. I want it out there now. I'll keep talking about it.
All right, ACC championship game. We got Louisville and Florida State. Obviously, Louisville coming off that loss to Kentucky. Florida State on their backup quarterback played a close game against Florida. Listen, I know Louisville lost. I know Florida State found a way to win. I just think Louisville's a better team than Florida still. Listen. I want Florida State in the playoff, but I don't think it happens. I think Louisville gets the dub here. I think they win the ACC for the first time ever. So I think Louisville wins this one.
Yeah, for me, it's pretty simple. The most dangerous type of animal is the one that has their back up against the wall. I think the Seminoles here have their back up against the wall. They see the writing on the wall that at the end of the day, they have a chance to not make the playoffs, even being an undefeated team. So now is the time to push the committee to make the right decision and impress here during this game by winning by 1,000,000 against those birds who don't have teeth, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, can't agree. Nice pick, Joe. Nice pick. Even better pick right there. Woo! I'm picking the Knowles here. I just I feel like their defense is going to be able to stymie the Louisville offense, and I think that their offense with Benson is going to do just enough to pull it out here.
All right, moving on to the next one, the SEC championship game. Feels like a Georgia wins, they just solidify them. I think they're already in. If Alabama wins, opens up a little bit of interesting chaos for if other undefeated or one-loss teams win their conference championships respectfully. So a lot on the line here. But you know what? I've been on Georgia for weeks now. I feel like I correctly predicted when they turn into the juggernaut we all expected. So I ain't stopping now. Give me the dogs. I think they roll. Alabama should have lost last week. I just think it's Georgia's year to. I think they're going to repeat. I really do. If I had to pick a national championship winner right now, it's Georgia. So give me the dogs. I think they win big.
Yeah, I'll second that notion. It's pretty simple. Last week I said it. It doesn't matter who wins the Ohio State Michigan game. Um, somebody has to face Georgia, and it's not going to be good because 29 straight is an SEC record, 29 wins in a row. I mean, the SEC is not a cupcake conference. They've shown, at least not in the previous years. Maybe this year they're a little bit more down than usual. But that's a tough league to play in, week in, week out. People are bringing you their best, and Georgia has proven that they're not going to stop in anybody's direction. So give me the dogs here. I think they finally tell Coach Saban to go enjoy retirement.
Yeah, I'm picking Georgia too. I think it's going to be a good game. Might be the best Power Five championship game on the docket this year. I'm excited to see what Milroe can do. Um, he thought he won a Heisman against Auburn, but let's see what he does against Georgia
Hey, but
defense.
they practiced that play. They practiced the opponent only rushing two people.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game though. Alabama is still Alabama, but Georgia is Georgia, and so let's find out who's better. So give me the dogs.
Big Ten championship. David alluded to it. Hopefully, you know what? Screw it. I'm making this pick out of spite. I hope Iowa gets blanked and it's 45-0. I hope there's just so many points. I just want to rub it in David's face. Give me the
Yeah.
Wolverines. I think they roll. Hopefully there's points. Yeah, just nothing more than that. Michigan's a wagon.
Yep, Michigan's a boa constrictor snake, as our friend Joel Klatt likes to say. I hope they win by 1,000,000, as you said, just to watch those tears roll down David's face next week as he delivers the Tebow speech that you delivered a few minutes ago. Michigan Wolverines by 2 billion this upcoming week.
I mean, Michigan's a 23-point favorite. Iowa doesn't give up 23 points a game, man. This is going to be a close. It's 35 and a half is the line. This is like so much breathing room for me. I'm hammering the under, but I think Michigan's going to pull out the win. I cannot wait for this game. This is going to be so much fun.
I want this to go over so bad.
I think Michigan might do it alone.
I think they do too. I think they get 38.
We'll
38-10. Official prediction. 38-10.
I'm going 23-0. I think they cover the line, but they don't hit the over.
All right, I'm done with it. Big 12 championship. Texas is one of those teams I feel like not a lot of people are talking about. I think that they definitely need help. I think in order for them to make it, they need Georgia to beat Bama, and I think they need Florida State to lose to Louisville in order for them to feel safe about their spot, and that would set up a Final Four of Georgia, Michigan, Pac-12 winner, and Texas. So I think they're going to come out inspired. They're going to try to win it the last year it's there. So give me the Longhorns. Oklahoma State also I feel like they were lucky to win last week. I don't have a lot of faith in Oklahoma State. I think Texas wins this one handily.
Yeah. Horns up, dog. Texas is back. As much fun as OSU has been this year, and watching that running back do his thing, breaking some Barry Sanders records over there. I think Texas is just way too talented. They're one of the most talented rosters in the country, and I think it shows here. Texas by whatever they're favored by, and probably more.
Yeah, I'm going with the Longhorns as well. I would love to see some chaos. I still think that there's a good chance if they win, and Alabama wins, that they get favored over Alabama. But who knows what the committee's thinking there?
But you have to. I mean, on a completely separate note,
It went head-to-head.
You have to.
If
Otherwise, otherwise the committee is saying that games in September don't matter, and they can't do that. They would lose all their integrity.
If it were me and you were coming down to splitting hairs and the teams played each other, I am lining up that game, and that is the game that I'm basing who's above who.
So I guess the question turns to, in that scenario, Bama beats Georgia. Would you put Georgia in still?
No, Georgia would have to be out.
That's insane. It's insane to think about. Like Georgia realistically could be out of a playoff because I agree, because Michigan should be in. I feel like they're in no matter what. Pac-12 champions in because it's a guaranteed at worst a one-loss Oregon team who avenged their only loss, so they would be in. If Florida State wins, they're an undefeated Power Five. They should be
Yeah,
in.
man.
And then you got Bama and Texas. So like it's just it's crazy to think about. But Georgia realistically could be missing out on a playoff when in reality, like I just said, I think they're winning it all this year. So it's just this is what college football is supposed to be. I think this is the type of games that people are worried about will be diluted when the 8 team comes out. But I think that you're always going to have those bubble teams. So I think that these games will always exist. But I'm excited because it feels like this is the first time in years that it hasn't been 3 teams and then 1 team. You know, feels like there's a lot more parity. So
Yeah, no. This is I mean, this is what we look forward to. We always want chaos at the end of the season. And this is just showing that we need a 12-team playoff. I
did
mean,
I say 8? My bad.
I know that the casuals want a 12 team because it adds more chaos and people love the parity. Well, we have parity this year and it's only in a 14 playoff, so can't imagine what a 12 team is going to be like. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think the concern being diluting and making conference championships or rivalry week not matter. I think it'll come down to more and more about seeding and getting that first week bye. I feel like college football has enough going for it that as long as you've got the pageantry, as long as you've got the hate and love for your team and your rival and everything, college football is not going anywhere. It's just navigating the waters to try and preserve as much as you can.
And that hate isn't going anywhere either. I mean, like a prime example is West Virginia Pitt. They didn't play for I think over a decade, and then they started playing 2 years ago again. The hate is just as felt as it was over a decade ago. You could stop these rivalries tomorrow and then pick up in 5 years from now. Auburn would still hate Alabama. Ohio State would still hate Michigan. The Hatfields and the McCoys would still want to do battle. It is what it is. It's the nature of this game, and that's why we love it so much. Because, like you said, it's all about the pageantry. It's all about the pride of your alma mater, of the school you root for. So it's what makes this sport great.
Not you just got to keep it going. Got the Pac-12, like I said, at worst, one-loss Oregon, undefeated Washington. I think this is going to be one of the. I think this might be the best game. I think it'll be better than Georgia Alabama. I think that these two teams they played a really great game earlier in Seattle with Washington eking out the win. I think Oregon's determined to avenge that loss. I think Washington obviously wants to make it an undefeated season. The Ducks have just looked too good for me, and Washington hasn't looked good at all. Give me Oregon. I think they win. I don't know if they cover, but I think they win the game. I think that Oregon's riding too high, and Washington hasn't been what they needed to be to look the part. So give me the Ducks.
I said it. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think Oregon's the most complete team in this country. I Yeah, I know that they lost to Washington earlier in the season. But their offense is good, their special teams is good, their defense is good, they're well coached. If I could play for anybody right now in this country, it might be Dan Lanning, to be honest with you. I love where this Oregon Ducks program is going. Yeah, they have a veteran quarterback who doesn't make dumb decisions. He doesn't panic when things get tough. I think they get in here and they prove that they are sending the Pac-12 out on the right note. Go Oregon Ducks.
Pac-12, nigga, it should say Pac-2.
Should say
There's only
Pac-2.
2 teams left on the board. I'm still holding out hope. There's
And what? And
probably 90 somewhat hours until kickoff that Wazoo and Oregon State can hold a vote and decide that you know what, if you're leaving, you don't get to play for the Pac championship. I'm holding out for that so much because that would be hysterical. But I think if the game's played, which it's going to be played, or Oregon, I think is gonna take this one here. Like you guys have been saying, I've been holding out hope for Washington, but they're struggling a little bit too much, and Oregon's looking really potent. So give us a little bit of chaos in these CFP waters.
And also one last note on this game. Bo Nix has a chance to really steal the Heisman from Jaden Daniels here. Daniels is not playing this weekend. This is Bo Nix's shot to say, I am bodacious. This is the reason why I have all of these posters across New York and across the country. I know I'm 25, 27 years old, but this is my title and I want it. So
I think this game decides the Heisman. I think winning quarterback gets it.
oh, absolutely does.
I think Jaden Daniels should get it, but honestly, actually, I think if Washington wins, I think Jaden Daniels gets it. I think if Oregon wins, Bo gets it. That's my pick.
Yeah.
Our little rapid fire, since I don't think we know as much about the group of five. Conference USA, give me Liberty. I think they're a wagon. Even though New Mexico State beat Auburn, I think Liberty wins this one.
Yeah, Liberty 12-0 versus a 9-3 team or whatever they are. Give me Liberty here. I know nothing about either of these two teams.
I had the New Mexico State game on the other day. It was really entertaining. Go Lobos, but Liberty.
Mac, love some good home action. Give me Toledo. I just think they're the better team in the limited research I did. So give me the Rockets.
Yeah, Toledo's offensive numbers are off the charts. Give me Toledo here. I love a good offense. I love points. Give me the Yellow Rockets here.
Word.
Joe didn't know that Toledo were the Rockets last year, so because of that, I'm going to pick Miami of Ohio.
Spaceships. Give me the spaceships.
American Championship. This is the game. I'm going to tab this one, boys. This one's going to have points. SMU's offense is electric. Tulane, the colors make me think they're electric as well. Dumb idiot pick, but I'm going with the Ponies, the Mustangs, future ACC members. SMU. Give me the Mustangs.
Yeah, give me the Stangs here. Love a good SMU. This is for Larry Brown, okay? Only head coach in basketball to ever win a national title and a NBA championship. Give me the Fighting Larry Browns.
I'm riding with the Green Wave. Give me Tulane.
I mean the Green Pond, but okay.
Sunbelt. I know I have a lot of friends that went to App. I've been to App many times. Can't go against the Nears. Roll Nears. They beat Troy in the regular season. I think they do it again. Look how cool that Yosef logo is. Come on, Mountaineers for life. Roll Nears.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, but this one actually stuck with me. Troy slightly effed me over last year in my bowl picks. It was one of the first games that was on, and I lost it. And then from there on out, it just went straight downhill. I will not be picking against Troy again this year. Troy by a trillion.
I'm going with App State.
Lame.
Mountain West. This game actually wasn't. We didn't know who was going to play in it until today.
I'm still mad. They should. I'm going off on a tangent just for a minute. I'm sorry, but you were given the opportunity. You were given the opportunity, Mountain West, to replicate the best thing from high school football, Permian football. You had three teams tied for the to find out, and you had to figure out who was going to play in this game, and you didn't flip a freaking coin in a gas station. Are you kidding me? I would have watched the heck out of that. What the hell? That would have been such good TV. Oh my god, I'm so mad.
Well, I think that they got it right because I think these two are the best teams in the conference. So I think the Rebs have been a little bit better. Give me UNLV. I think they lost to Michigan and then they didn't lose for a while there. So give me UNLV.
Yeah, give me the Running Rebels here. Something in my gut just tells.
And Joe's gone.
Oh, something in his gut.
Something in his gut was
him.
telling him something, but you know what? I think what's in his gut was that mustache for UNLV. Give me him.
He's out. All right. Oh, he's back.
Maybe.
Guys, did you guys not get my pick?
Well,
We know you picked UNLV, but we lost everything after something in my gut.
Or something in my gut says it's going to be a headline game for UNLV.
Okay. And then David picked UNLV as well
because of the mustache. I wanted.
And now we had to keep an over/under pick. Like I said, I think this game's going to be electric. I think SMU and Tulane. I think SMU hits it by themselves. I think they get 49, and then whatever Tulane gets is just gravy. So give me the over in this one. 48 and a half seems disrespectful to a team. I think put up 49 in the first half last week. So this is going to be a fun game to just sit back and watch points galore. And also, how sick are those Dallas uniforms? Those are awesome. SMU's a great team. I'm excited for them to be in the ACC. Not Cal and Stanford. SMU for sure.
Yeah, Oklahoma State, Texas. I thought this was an easy over. At least it appears that way for me. I think they're both going to score points. I think there's going to be very little defense, good defense played in this game, over by 1,000,000.
Give it to me. Here we are. Oh yeah, it got bigger this time. My picture. Give me the under 35 and a half. It's disrespectful to me. It is disrespectful to me, to this Iowa defense. Oh my God. Give me this under all day, every day. Let's go. I cannot wait to watch Iowa lose because they didn't put up a single point, but they held Michigan to under 5 touchdowns. It's going to be great.
I'm telling you, Michigan's going to go over on their own.
I hope that too. I think I'm sticking with it. 38-10 final score.
Nope.
In other news, I can't wait to redeem myself this bowl season. And this is a PSA to all of our listeners. I really peed the bed last year. And I can tell you that now that the lead is shrunk a little bit, David's hot on my tail. I will not be wetting the bed. I will be pulling away from these two gentlemen on my left-hand side over here and down there. That's my devotion to you guys.
I tell you what, this week is going to be interesting. You guys are sharing a lot of picks. I went out on a limb on a couple of ones. It seems, if things go my way, we may be making up some more ground. It's only a 5-game spread and we've got this game, we've got these games, and then the last game, the Army Navy game, after this for the regular season before we get to Bowl Mania. So
we're counting the bowl record in our picks record, right? Like that.
Last year we kept it separate, so I'm fine with doing either or. But
we'll have to talk about it. We'll have to talk about it.
We'll talk about it off air. I say we add it though. I great minds think alike, okay? And there is no Utes picked, thank God. So I think me and Nick have some great picks, as long as he doesn't F this up for me. Thank you, Nick.
Well, I mean, it's been a rough one for me. Not gonna
All
lie.
the pressure's on you, pal.
Not having my Utes actually kind of screwed me because I hit.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. You're gonna bring the bad luck on us too.
Bring it. Ooh, gotta hit that under.
You're not Utes fans. You are not a Ute fan. Do not put that into the aura.
No, it feels like an under weekend across the board, boys. It's an under weekend.
That's Clemson orange.
I'm an adopted SMU fan. That's my official switch.
God,
with that, go Tigers.
Yeah, go Irish.